Okay, so I made a fan purchase recently. Haven't made one of those in a while. It's a Sanyo 12-inch oscillating fan, model EF12SP3. This one came with the original box. The fan graphic doesn't quite match up with the fan itself. Looks very similar except for the graphic has a different badge on it. There's a couple of other things on it that just look a little off. The buttons there look like they're squared, like rectangular. These are rounded on the ends. So it's still pretty cool though. But it is just the box. There's nothing else. No instructions or remnants of any other packaging or anything. I have to say that all of the attributes here on the box are actually truthful. You know, a lot of the time when you see these kinds of things, super silent, circulation, whisper quiet, stuff like that on the side of a box, most of the time I find those things to be just jargon, but these are pretty spot on. Super silent circulation, adjustable neck, 3 speeds, energy efficient, quality Sanyo construction, metal safety guard. The only thing I don't have is the 1-year warranty, but I imagine that was in the box when the fan was new. So this was going from California to Ace Warehouse, Bloomfield, Connecticut. Around the mid-1980s. Put the assembly instructions right on the box. So the fan appears to be unused. I haven't cleaned it or done anything with it except for I had to make one minor repair. There was shipping damage to the blade. So you might be able to see that crack through that blade right there. That piece right on the end of the blade broke off and I had to super glue it back on there. Other than that, oh well, I guess it is missing. It only has one of these locking clips for the guard. The other ones, I think there's supposed to be 3 more and they're all missing. The hanger's there, but it only has one of the locking mechanisms. But those are the only flaws on the fan that I could find. It appears to be unused. There's no dust or anything in the motor. The fan looks pretty clean. I haven't done any cleaning at all with it. This is, I mean, aside from gluing the blade, this is, it was disassembled, the guard and the blade and everything. It was all just kind of in the box. They did make an attempt to protect the blade with a piece of cardboard, but that didn't work out so well. Could have been much worse. Probably should have been much worse, but I got lucky. Here's the upside down sticker. These were made in Mexico. These had been made in Japan up to this point. And then after this model, I don't think that there were any more Sanyo fans for sale in the US. After this model, they just kind of went away. But this one has been on my list for a while. I have the 16-inch version of this fan, and what I like about these is that they're the black and like smoky blade color scheme. Most of the time when you find these, they're like the tan or beige with the brown or amber colored blade, brown color scheme. But the black ones are a little more hard to come by. So I'm glad I found this one with the box and all. So let's go ahead and start it up. One thing that I was worried about with this, gluing the the blade is that sometimes when I glue these acrylic blades back together, the balance isn't quite perfect. But this one, the balance is pretty perfect. So we're going to start it on low. And it is super quiet. It's quiet, but it moves a lot of air. It's a lot of velocity for a low speed. It's low 700 feet per minute. Go to 2. Fan hasn't had any oil or anything since I think 1985 was the production year for this one. Runs pretty smooth. I do intend to oil it before I put any kind of regular use into it. Low 900s for the medium speed. We'll go to high. Creeping up around 1100 feet per minute on the high speed, so that's right up there with the vintage Lasco Galaxy fans performance-wise. I think this is a lot quieter than those fans too. Oscillation. This era of the Sanyo fans did seem to cheapen out a little bit, just with the materials used for the base. I think the fan head itself, the motor, the blade, the cage, and everything is still top-notch quality, but the base is this one single piece. I think the buttons are a little, just a little cheaper looking. Less material than the normal speed selector. There's no like fancy badge sticker like a lot of the Sanyo fans used to have prior to this. It's just the one piece with the embossed logo. And it was made in Mexico, which I'm guessing was another cost-saving measure. I'm not sure what's up with that, why they were made in Japan and then they were made in Mexico for a while. I don't know if tariffs had something to do with it at the time, because Panasonic fans being made in Japan seemed to fizzle out right around the same time. And those fans were being made by they were just rebadged Lasco fans, basically. And then they just kind of vanished. There's still plenty of these out there though. If you are looking for a vintage Sanyo desk fan, this is probably the first one that you're going to come across. These are the most common ones, but usually in the brown or amber color scheme. So there's still plenty of these around. You can find them. This was a good buy though, even though there was the one issue with the blade, and I'm gonna have to probably just put a zip tie on this other side here. All things considered, happy to have it. Definitely gonna use it. Let's put it back on high, do a spin down. Awesome. Thank you for watching.